Holy shit. We actually went live when we said we were going to.
Oh, dang.
Give us a little bit of breathing room. We're having a little technical glitch. I think we're getting some feedback off of Josh's mic. But which I think is just your plug. Oh god. Okay. Well, he's figuring that out. What's up, everybody? We are back. We don't have a number for this episode. I'm sure it's like 69 or something dumb like that. We're taking a couple of weeks off, kind of taking a couple of weeks off, getting back into it. Tonight, we've got Josh Warren from Milton West with us yet again to go over an article from the New York Times. He had some lovely guys come out. And if you haven't read it, I'm going to put the link to the actual article in the chat right now. Okay, they're definitely picking me up for Josh.
Shit. All right, man.
I think it's just your plug. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Take your time. We'll bullshit in the meantime. So while Josh is figuring this stuff out, everybody, if you're in the chat, I said there's like 9-10. It's nothing big. Go and click on that link right now and read the article so you can keep up to date with what we're going over. In the meantime, while we're waiting on Josh to get his little shenanigans fixed, because that feedback was fucking brutal. What's going on, guys? How you been?
The joys of a live show,
right? I guess
while we're waiting for Josh, let's talk about our little experience that we had over the weekend, or just our whole weekend shenanigans all together.
Jackal
at
5.
Op Jackal here in Colorado,
or as we should really
the only op in Colorado.
We should really rename that op Top of the Morning to you cunts. If you guys have not seen the photos we've been putting up on our Instagram and other places of us in ski masks, IRA kit rolling around that razor, we were in full character. I was drunk as an Irishman, and we had terrible accents. We were blaring music through the speakers, just acting like complete fucking fools.
It was kid correct drunkenness.
It was glorious, I tell you. But no, I had a really good time. Colorado's beautiful. I've never gone up there for an op before. So
I love the AO. The Boy Scout Ranch is really cool. Lots of hills, the trees, all that stuff. It's not quite like in the mountains. It's on the Front Range, but it's still a lot of fun.
It's neat because you're not like up in the mountain range, but it's a lot like I keep equating it to Broken Home, but just like nice and cool and a lot less fucking
humid.
ticks. Less ticks. Although Broken Home, American Milson's Broken Home. Is it Broken Home 6? Is that what's this weekend? Is it 6?
I don't know. I know it's this weekend.
Either ways, it's with great sadness that I'm missing my first Broken Home since 3. I have to do a 9-hour birthing class over Zoom tomorrow. That sounds awful. If that doesn't get your dick hard, I don't know what fucking will. Or if that doesn't, make you not want to have fucking kids, because I'm fucking, oh my God. But so yeah, I mean, Jackal 5 was great. The AO was really cool. I never want to do an op not rolling around in that razor. It's Broken Home 9. Fuck me. I'm that many? There hasn't been that many. Is it 9?
My first one was 2.
Mine was 3, and I met you at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where we became sweethearts at Broken Home 3. Jesus Christ, 9. But yeah, Jackal was really cool. I'd never been to a game with blank fire, which I know is going to make Josh fucking recoil in disgust at my casualness.
It's a different experience.
But there will be nothing as fun as rolling up in that razor, blaring Irish rock music, and screaming, "Give me your belt!" while fucking an AK-47 just blaps off next to you. Dude, it was so cool. I had such a good fucking time. And I think a lot of it was we haven't been out and been able to like get with the boys and go to an event in a long time. So getting to hang out with like you and Carl and Ben and Carl's buddy Ryan, and I think his father-in-law was with us. Like it was a fucking great time. I really enjoyed it. The event staff is kind of a different animal. Nice guys.
All right, what up? I'm back.
Oh, we got him. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
How's
so
is that good?
That's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's better.
Okay.
God, you're pretty. Okay.
All right. Oh my god. Oh, go on.
I don't know what Punk is doing in the background. He's doing something with a tablet.
I'm just reading.
Do you guys want to talk?
Oh, there we go.
Do you guys want to talk about things we'd like to spend $25 on?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Wait.
Cracking that
Freddie
shit or
Flux
not.
is out of the hot seat. There's a new Freddie Flux, and it's Chris Matchy or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, dude, he's the new Freddie. No one cares about fucking Freddie Cherry. No one wants to sit in it anymore.
For just $25.
I swear. The Airsoft Pro League is to pro sports what like Veterans for Airsoft is to the military. It's incredible.
Oh my god! I was really curious because I saw like it was funny because like Speak of the Devil, I was commenting on there because there's at some point in time I saw on a post they were like, we've got 3 ex Special Warfare guys on our home team, and I was like, I commented, I was like, God damn it, don't make me sick. I was like, don't make me sick, Josh Warren on y'all. He will find out if those people are legit or not.
I don't even have time for that right now. I mean, I'm sure
it feels like punching down.
Like you can probably figure it out.
Well, the funniest part is we did. I'm mad that I've spent as much time on this fucking shit as I have. I'm mad that we're talking about it right now. Like it has just been this black hole spot because like we had them on, and I'll admit I was a little sauced and I came a little hot out of the gate. I didn't think they were unreasonable questions.
You topped the time you booted Josh out of the chat earlier.
I didn't think the questions were unreasonable. I think they were pretty basic things for a consumer to ask. I probably could have asked them in a nicer way, but it is what it is.
Asking them like it wasn't inappropriately like how you were asking them. It was just the fact that it was so frustrating that they weren't answering anything. So
I remember my favorite highlight was when we asked them something about like what makes your stuff different and why is it worth $25, and they start talking about 9/11 and the troops and their like that. Well, pump the brakes. That is
you went from one pitch to another one, and I still don't know where the fuck we're at right now.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, I'm not even getting involved. You know what I mean? It's too much effort, man. Like, and other people are already roasted. It's like, what am I going to say that hasn't been said?
I feel like at this point you're like the Cthulhu of shit posting. Like you're the deep one. Like so you hear shit and you just like wake up, rise from your slumber, read a couple comment scrolls, and you're like, not worth my time, and you go back.
No, good. My dude Ryan Marcus from Cobra Airsoft Legion was really fucking getting him actually, and I saw what Ryan was posting, and I was just like, ah.
Well, my favorite is one of our boy Cass. He's been on it too, but he's got an undercover account, and I keep waiting because there was one point where he was like sending photos of himself and like tell the difference between me and you, and I wanted to I wanted to DM the kid and like tell him 10% body fat, tell him 10% body fat. But I was.
Are you at 10% body fat?
No, the difference between him and whoever the fuck else he's sending a picture to. But I wanted because Cass has been in there just talking mad shit, and I want him to be like, to talk shit to Cass, and like Cass's big black ass is the last person he's expecting on the other end of that.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. That's funny, man. That's fucking super funny.
It was so weird how like it just took over the internet for like a week.
Well, you know what it is? I haven't been shit posting lately. Yeah, I haven't been shit posting, so like, you know what I mean? Just give me a week or two, I'll start trolling everybody with this article again.
There's definitely an art form to, because this is a good topic to get onto. There's definitely an art form to get into shit posting, and you seem to have developed the most effective one I've seen, and I think a lot of it is you have a dedicated fan base. You've got the backup. You're not like running into a fucking ballroom blitz with your dick out and no one's behind you. Like you've got a whole like you've got a network of like little shit posting spies. Like I always call Derek has his army of shitlords that will just like descend upon.
I don't have an army of shitlords per se, in the sense that it's not like I'm telling people what to say, but there are definitely
they're more like
big MSW fans that, and people who like my shit. But I mean, I think there's people that do it that don't even go to my games. Maybe
you have shitlord sleeper cells.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't even know what they are. I don't even know what they all are. You know that like Charlie from It's Always Sunny conspiracy theme? That's like me trying to figure out who all these, because like I see people every now and then that are taking like the exact tack of shit posts that I would, and I'm like, who's this? I don't even know who it is. I'm like, I think
that's why I laughed so hard when I saw Titan was trying to go after or is just jumping in the RR DMs after Jackal. No. I'm like, they have
I don't think that
so
was
many
Rod,
people ready to shit post.
It wasn't Rod. It was one of the admins. Yeah, he came in there and he was
no,
like,
yeah, it was like one of his subordinate admins jumped in there and like, there's like 23 people or something that admin that. So there's one guy that like no matter what will just be like, fuck you, suck your own dick and send us a picture. Like every time. Dude, so you can't even really like troll with people because the response it's like schizophrenia.
The response had me dying when your guy he was like, can I get one of you on the phone? And your guy was like, oh, what? No, absolutely not. What do you need? Oh, you don't have a telephone?
For sure.
Not for you, dumbass.
Well, like, what does he think? We got like a fucking RR 24/7. We got to call the RR manager on duty. Hey,
you have a customer complaint line.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Like, maybe he buys all the RR. It's like actually that organized. I don't know.
Speaking of, I had one very definite expectation for RR, and they're just delightful human beings. Every single one of them I met, every single one I've talked to, I was so fucking caught off because like I've talked to Nikita like once or twice, I think over like Discord or something. Kind of knew who he was, knew what he was about, but every single one of them were just sweet boys. I fully they were a blast. They made
the Colorado chapter is really cool, and the guys that I know that did come out, the guys that did come out were super cool, and that's why I wanted to come actually, is because so basically the way they did it is the local chapter, everybody pitched in and got an Airbnb so that everybody who came in from out of state to rep had a free place to stay. They set up like a shuttle from the airport.
40 of them, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, man. The Colorado chapter is like super strong. I go hiking with those guys.
Team.
Yeah, and like they rolled up and they were like checking comms, getting everything shut together. And one dude, I think his name's Chris. That's the scariest fucking human being I've ever seen with an airsoft LMG. He had a toy gun, and I wanted none of that smoke.
Chris Barr,
tall guy. I don't know.
No, it wasn't Barr.
I thought his name was Chris. Or at least that's the name I thought I got. But he had this he had this bullpup PKM, and he was just shitting on people's lives the entire event. And like his gunfire would go off, go running off, and just.
That's why I wanted to go, but it was too much travel in a week, man. Yeah. Like, yeah,
but that much driving is just.
And I thought about flying and trying to have people pick me up, but then it's like, honestly, like that's not relaxing for me.
Oh, we lost him. Hold on, Josh. We're not getting any sound. I'm gonna buy you as much as he comes on the show. We need to just pitch in and buy him a microphone and send it to him. I think his battery just died. Oh my god! But yeah, no, that was fucking cool though. So as soon as he gets his shit working,
Hey.
Let's see. We do actually have a question for
go ahead. Mute that for a second. See if it's working. I'm muting him so it doesn't murder our ear holes.
Oh. There we go. You're back. What were we saying?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Josh, you got a question here from Random Guy Kev. What are the events looking like for Milsim West next year?
So next year we'll probably just start out with a more normal schedule. I mean, a lot of our venues are now open. People are less concerned about travel. It does suck in some states because there's travel bans that people are unwilling to disregard, which is fine for their schools, their works, things like that. But, we'll probably kick off the year with a lot more normal of a schedule. We should be announcing in the next couple weeks.
Well, a lot of your stuff is pretty remote too.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but obviously like that didn't really matter initially, right? Like that first, what, 5 months or something. We have like 3 events scheduled. Well, I'll put it to you like this: I've done 4 MSW events this year. Normally, we've done 9 or 10 by now. I've done like 2 Desert Fox events this year. We've usually done 4 to 6 by now. So, not the best year. Definitely that period between March and June was pretty hard to get anything scheduled. You know what I mean?
It's interesting to see just how many people from your events are actually traveling to that event and how much are local, which I'm sure you figured out pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's the majority are not necessarily traveling far, if that makes sense. I'd say most people drive like 5 hours or less. That's how it works for pretty much all events, but MSW probably does have one of the more dedicated traveling fan bases, as it were. Like, it's worth pointing out, a lot of the core dudes in that Colorado chapter went to Mexico for that game last year. They stayed for a whole week, and they were. Are you guys? Yeah, and they were as.
Are you guys planning another out of country event for 2021?
Oh yeah, we'll keep that up too. It's just we had an event scheduled for December in Cozumel, but the pandemic has actually hit Mexico pretty hard too, just in terms of like people getting sick, people not being able to work in the tourism industry specifically, which is where a lot of people work. So, I think it's been pretty difficult for a lot of people initially in terms of loss of pay. And so we just kind of postponed it because MSW is one of the more expensive games for that market. And, when people are hurting for money, it's kind of hard to sell them a premium product like that, Yeah, that's basically it. Like, we wouldn't want just like the 60 richest MSW Mexico clients to come. That wouldn't really be any fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be accessible to working class people. Otherwise, it's not fun. And, I'll tell you, most of the people I know there now are just like trying to continue to work as things get shut down, rules change. If you think it's difficult here, I'm sure it's even crazier there as far as the gap between what, regulation and what's actually happening medically on the ground and so on. So, yeah.
Do you guys have anything new you're shooting for?
We're probably going to announce some stuff for next year in the next couple of weeks here, but we're waiting to close sales for our big games right now. It doesn't make sense to like still have a game in sales and then be promoting a game for next year.
You mean
in that same area,
not,
that makes sense.
It's not normal to ask for money before the product's even like thought up? Crazy.
Well, yeah. Hey. Oh man. No more Airsoft Pro League jokes. Like, it's like don't give him that much credit.
We give him too much clout. So I guess we should probably just roll into it. Hopefully, I put the link in the chat. Once again, if you guys haven't read the article, go to it because we're referencing it quite a bit. But all in all, I was really, really surprised at just how, I guess, even keeled and kind of open-minded they were to the whole event. I mean, obviously, I love the title, "Fake Guns, Fictional Battles." Was it "Fake Guns, Factual Battles, Real Uniforms Inside the Immersive World of Milsim"? Which your event would have to be the one they'd go to. Yeah. So how did you?
Yeah, I mean, I think they. Sure. So the guy who wrote the story and the photographer, the writer is a veteran, a Marine Corps veteran. I don't know what the MOS is for machine gunner, but he was that. I think maybe it's 0331. I don't know. And then the two of them, the writer and the photographer, had worked together post that when he became a reporter and linked up with this photographer as war correspondents. So they'd done a couple trips to Afghanistan together covering it. And the New York Times wanted them to kind of do this series of style pieces about how Americans interact with like the idea and the concept and experience of our war. And so that's pretty much how it started for them. They found us, I think, just by I think they went to like Strike Force Airsoft or something, in Long Island or New Jersey or wherever it is, and asked some people, and they just kind of told them. And that's how they found us. They actually came out to our game all the way back in March. It was going to be a much longer article initially. And, kind of through a long editorial process, like it kept getting pushed. It got pushed back for COVID. It got pushed back for the riots and the protests over the summer. It just kept getting like new stuff kept coming up. So it was like, oh no, nobody gives a shit about Airsoft right now. Right. And then finally, like, I thought it wasn't even going to come out. And the reporter called me like super mad like a month ago. And he was just like, dude, it's this bullshit. This editor wants to write this whole piece where you guys are like, non-mask wearing, COVID denying white supremacist boogaloo boys. And that's not true, and it's not fair because we didn't even get to ask you those questions, because none of that shit was relevant back in March. So he actually, to his credit, like, this was a correspondent piece that he wrote for the New York Times. Like, he didn't even get paid till it got published, so he fronted that whole article, moved on, found another job, changed cities, and still took the time to call me back because he was like, no, it's not fair. You can't write these things and not let me ask these people those questions. So to his credit, the guy's name is Chris Jones. And like, to his credit, he went and, at no additional profit to himself, asked everybody the questions the editor wanted to put in there. And I think it actually became a much more even-keeled piece than what the editor wanted, simply because he went and took the time to do that. So,
well, and that's kind of what it seems like, because I was asking you this question before we got on, but they released two slightly different versions. There's a print version, and there's the online version, where the online version does ask a couple of like the hot press word, like I said, we were talking about earlier, there's talking about endorsing the American militia movement and talking about other event hosts possibly leaning that way. But the in-print version seems to have absolutely none of that, and it seems to have a lot more focus on the players and like kind of talking to them, and a little bit more of the, I guess, slice of life aspect of it, which is nice to see. And it's really cool that you mentioned that guy went back, and I don't know if you call it, I guess, journalistic integrity, but he wanted to make sure that didn't just get melded into a hit piece.
Yeah, and I mean, he certainly has his own opinions, obviously, we all do, but I think, that's just based on my personal interactions with him. I've had conversations with him outside of the article. Maybe I'll even have that dude as cadre one day. We'll see. But
that'd be cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's super nice. I guess to his great credit, I guess it gave me more respect for the New York Times, to be honest. Not that I don't think that the New York Times has done some really good reporting, but I also think they've done some really biased reporting. But, to think that at least, but to think that at least, especially on something that would seem like an open and shut opinion commentary culture piece, I think the reason the online version had more content was just because it's online. If you consider, actually, here's a little tip. I'm going to be running a seminar. It's $25. It's the Airsoft Pro Promoter League. And I'm going to tell you how to get 150 stacks worth.
You can't tell us about it.
No. You can't tell us about it.
$25.
You just gave all your
you have to pay me.
Krabby Patty
First you have to pay me $25. Please PayPal to Josh Warren at joshwarren.net. And then I will tell you the secret to getting $150,000 in free advertising, which is literally what I just did. I mean, that's how much a full page ad in the New York Times costs.
God damn it.
Which is like, if you look at the print version, that's what it was, man. It was a bunch of pictures, a nice thing. It basically said Milsom West is cool and they're not weirdos. And then they had the little thing that said War Game meets endurance event in big ass bold letters. Like that.
Well, yours definitely said what, 265 or 217 showed up, 165 finished for that event.
Yeah, it was a small game. I mean, that game's always pretty small, but it was it was like
the moment it starts raining, people dip out.
There was a game there where we had like 380 people, and it rained the whole fucking time, and it was cold, and it was like 4 years ago or something, and we've never had more than like 250 people at that game since then. That's all it is. Like, I think it's because people are like,
go ahead.
Was that the one that?
Oh no, that's it. Like, that's just the Airsoft rumor. Don't go there. It rains.
I think I would say when you get cold and when you get wet, I think the wet's the worst part. That's definitely at least
Derek
for me.
Was actually at that game. It was actually pretty nice this year based on previous
it wasn't
years.
bad. I showed up with a whole bunch of rain gear, hoping and just expecting for it to downpour because I really wanted to be miserable the whole time. It only rained a little bit and got cold a little bit on Friday night, but
I've still got to make it to one at some point. I think Corey and I will have to.
It's fun.
Have to make a trip because there's no fucking way I'm driving all that way by myself.
Someone in chat, Ian, was asking how Saratov went in terms of players showing up.
Saratov is really weird, man, because we sold like 400 plus tickets for that. We probably had like 230 people show up. It was okay. So it was interesting. It was the perfect police state. So GMR showed up totally in force. All of them minus maybe 4 people came as the police. So there's 50 dudes that are like insanely switched on that have been preparing for this as the police, right? Then you've got like 80 people. That's the rest of the population. So it was like a perfect police state, man. Like no one did shit illegal. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Eventually at the end, NATO, the bulk of the civilians, and Russia teamed up to destroy GMR. That's what happened. It was definitely one of our weirder insurgencies where like the population teams up with, but it was because they were like literally the strongest power base at the game. Does that make sense? So it was fun.
Were they
I mean, it was cool.
Civilian or some other faction?
Well, they were civilian faction, but they were the police. Do you get what I'm saying? So like usually at these games, the police are like 4 or 5 different groups of people, all forming one police department, right? So it's like, you know, you've got one squad of cops doing one thing, and then the other squad of cops are like letting those guys out of jail, right? So there's a lot of like chaos gremlins is what we call them. You know, people that just like anytime they see a group of people, they throw a grenade. Because the consequences are low and the cops aren't super coordinated between their squads, and maybe those squads all want to sleep at the same time, right? Whereas these guys had like a sleeping, eating, and working rotation, right? Like they really took it seriously. They really got into the game.
Clocking in, clocking out.
No, but I mean, you could tell they were on a schedule. You could tell they were on a schedule, and that they had like undercover dudes in the population. It was just really hard for anyone to make any moves because there was always somebody. There was always a GMR guy somewhere like just eye fucking them. You know what I mean? Like they were just vigilant. There were enough of them that there weren't big enough groups to like come together and I guess overtake them or whatever you want to say. Yeah.
That sounds cool though.
Yeah, it was cool. So like in the end, everyone just ganged up on them, and it was a really like the end fighting was super fucking cool just because I don't think they ever really get to be outnumbered and overwhelmed like that. And I think that was the way the game had to go anyway. I had fun. I mean, it was weird for us because we initially staffed the thing for 400 plus players. Then we had a bunch of people transfer. So we're like, all right, we're probably going to have like a 300 player game, 350 players. And then we ended up with even less than that. Right. You know, so we ran the game. We set the game up thinking we'd have about 2/3 of the original clients, and we had about 1/3 of the original clients. So it was a little weird, but I mean, I have fun.
Adapt the game,
most of the feedback I got was most of the feedback we've gotten has been super positive. I haven't heard anything like super negative about it. So I assume that the clients more or less enjoyed it. But it was weird. I mean, part of it was because people from New York didn't want to come, you know, because New York's got this whole list of states you can't go to. And if you don't quarantine yourself, you can get in trouble. Yeah, I mean, so that's like 80 to 100 clients right there that didn't want to come.
That's a big hitch.
Yeah, there was somebody in the comments that was commenting on how atrocious New York is with their travel restrictions.
Well,
I heard New Mexico is still imposing like a 2-week quarantine before and after you travel. I'm curious if that's going to affect Copperhead at all.
No, they.
I mean, we'll see, man.
Like September, I think it was September 9th. They rolled that back.
Cord be the one tracking that, given that he's still doing...
I was there 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's gone. Right. They got rid of it. I think it was September 9th. They rolled it back. Okay. So they still enforce like the mask stuff all over the place, but no, New Mexico is definitely back open.
Well, getting back to the article, there were a couple of things, and you were talking about how like obviously they shoehorned after the fact, kind of like stuck in some more like hot button issues that they could. Like I said, one in particular that stuck out to me was when they're talking about you, and they're talking about the founder and owner Josh Warren, that he deliberately avoids politicizing his events, in part by creating an in-game world based on an impossible scenario. But then they say a few other milsim organizations appear to have embraced the American militia movement, hosting event based on fictional battles between U.S. troops and civilians. And the wording of that gives me pause. And I think these are like the little things that had everybody really concerned about it, because they're making it sound like American Milsim has got like a fucking Proud Boys banner on the back of their fucking trailer or something, when in reality they're using it as a scenario piece or as like a plot point in the gameplay. Just like by their metric, like any movie like that shows anything like that is embracing the American militia movement. And I just like the wording of that kind of gave me some pause. I don't know if you caught on to that, if there's any of that kind of like, there's anything in the article that you didn't agree with?
I mean, I thought that's certainly a generalization. You know what I mean? It's not like all other promotions are militia havens or something like that. I certainly don't believe that.
There definitely are some,
but
I just think the
man, it's like from the outside. I mean, think about it to like I hate to say it, but like think about it from a big city left coast or a big city liberal perspective, right? Like this is for the New York Times style section, man. Think about the people that are going to be calling from, like think about so I've had like a bunch of TV producers call me since that Imprint article came out, as I mentioned before we went on air, and like every single one of them. Here, let me do my best impression of the conversation. Yeah. So that's what I do. We do these productions. It's maybe you could come and film something there. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds great. So like, there's a bunch of Army stuff. Okay, cool. That's who fucking reads the New York Times.
That's a really good impression. Well, and like I
mean, it's just like a lot.
Well, I was just gonna say because my wife, her entire family are very liberal. She's a theater nerd. So I'll go out, like, it's really funny when she was getting back into it before she got pregnant and she was doing the plays and stuff. We'd go out drinking with everybody, and it's like a bunch of very, very liberal, left-leaning gay guys and girls, and like they don't know what to expect from me because all they know from me is my Instagram, which is just like shit like me in ski mask at this fucking event, just looking like a complete fucking hood rat. And then
so that's
expectations versus what they get.
Yeah, that's the people reading it, man. So it's like. I bet you if they took a casual look at all of it, that's what they would think. You know what I mean? Like,
and that was I really appreciated.
I don't know
them
if
putting I would say that's why I really appreciate them putting in like the little bits and pieces of them talking about like the dad from wherever, the accountant that brought his kid out, and like this is how they bond, and they made that a point.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was super cool. Like, ultimately, I was pleased to see what they chose. They ended up choosing to put in there, in terms of like the aspects of the event that they covered. I mean, it was definitely a risk, I guess. And I feel like it paid off, to be honest. I mean, there were some people I saw in comments and some of the threads about it where people are like, Airsoft is over because of this article. And I'm just pretty sure those people like don't have very good reading comprehension skills.
Well, and people, I get.
I mean, there's definitely a bias in it. It's the New York Times, man. Like, what do you think they're going to say, especially in the fucking style section? Like, who's reading the Sunday style section?
That's something I think a lot of people didn't know is that they were expecting.
Get the fuck out of here, Corey! You don't read that shit.
Well, do you know how many are? I guess there's no real metric for like how many people read it, but is there any? Do they have like statistics for like site traffic? I guess like how many people have gone and looked at the article online, or have you gotten any of that?
I don't know, man. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm not sure if the reporter, like if the writer would know either. I guess I could ask him about it. But, I do know that a bunch of my parents' friends, because my parents are like basically retired theater people. I know a ton of their friends were all like, they were super proud. They had like a copy. They gave me a copy because one of their friends clipped it out. Because, of course, all the academic theater nerds in southern Wisconsin, where my parents live, read the fucking New York Times Sunday edition in print at home. And we're like, your son, he's doing so great. Look at him. He's in the New York Times. I wish my son was in the New York Times. They're not all Jewish, but it's funny if I do.
That was spot on.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying my best here. Since no one's paying me $25 for my professional airsoft promoter online study course. Just looking at you, Freddie Flux and Chris.
Oh God.
Oh man. Old beefs.
Hey, maybe you know what? Maybe Titan Milsom can send. Maybe he can send like some of his subordinate admins to my school. I'll give him a discount.
And today we're going to be learning basic people skills.
$24.99 is going to be the worst price point you can set for anything in the industry now.
Oh God, it's cursed now.
Is that what it is? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's like $24.99, isn't it? Or is it just straight up $25?
I think it's $24.99.
$24.99.
Yeah. You got to save everybody the penny just to make it sound better.
Oh man. Oh my God.
Corey's been chomping at the bit.
Yeah, Corey didn't here for that episode, and
yeah, I wasn't there for it, and I kind of wanted to hold my tongue because I know everybody was jumping on it right off the bat, and so I gave it a couple weeks, and it's only gotten worse.
Oh, we've given it a couple weeks. It hasn't improved.
And you've got multiple business owners right here, and nobody acts that way. Nobody acts that way. And Josh, you kind of go for the. Well, yeah, I was about to say you go for it, but I feel like it's a lot more targeted to where people.
But it only works. It only works if you're like you can't just be standing there being like, "Hey, if you motherfuckers had the best cheeseburger ever," if you're like making some jacked ass like fucking frozen single, but you know what I mean? Like you got to put some bacon and shit on that. You got to get like some garlic aioli fries and like have some.
I don't think you've ever made the comment. I don't think you've ever made the comment. Hey, look at yourself. Now look at me. Now look at yourself. Now look at me. Like you're gonna go jump.
No, definitely not.
Threatening to fight people is my favorite online argument strategy. The moment that happens, the argument's won.
Chris, he was making a hard pass at my sweet.
This is honestly why we got like re-riled up.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the concept. If somebody wants to put out content and they want to charge people for it, that's fine. If they think they can make something better, that's fine. But to poop on
it's just the people they have driving the boat.
Well, and just their tactics. The only comment I ever made to them was, you guys need a new marketing team. Because now they're trying to play it off like, oh, well, we said all that because we just wanted the negative attention because that's what we do. We're edgy. And it's like, no, dude, you were out there getting pissed. You were threatening to fight people. You're stupid. You're dumb.
I love like trying to play it off like this is our plan the whole time. We had it on a big like PowerPoint. Step 1, have everyone hate us. Yeah. And then we'll play it to our advantage.
Well, how hard is it to come up with a business plan? Pitch it to promoters and people you want to sponsor. Go and shoot a pilot episode. Present it to the public. And then say, hey, we want to do a whole season of this. It'll be $25. I just fixed their entire crappy business plan in 3 seconds, and they couldn't pull it off. And then after the fact, they try to release that tryout video, and it's cringy. And now the guy 30 minutes ago was on another podcast saying, if you don't win their event, you're not a pro. Well, who established what is and isn't a pro? And is anybody in this industry even capable of being one? It's so cringy. It's I don't know, man.
It's the longest we've ever gotten recorded to talk on the podcast.
Well, listen, I'm a business owner, man. I've been doing it for a decade, literally a decade, and I'm just now starting to pull like any type of money out of my business because it's hard work. It's not easy. It's not overnight, and to just sit there and act like you're the biggest name in the game overnight and just crap on everybody is just stupid and asinine. Well, that's all there is. That's all there is to it. I don't have much more to say on it other than like they need to kick that one dude out of there, maybe get some PR guy in there to try and fix something. But he's an idiot, man. Like it's so stupid. So stupid. Oh, that's what made me mad.
Oh, we lost Josh again.
Yeah.
Did we lose Josh again?
Yeah. It looks like
we got the tech gremlins are out tonight.
But it's not hard, man. I was 25 when I wrote out my 5-year business plan. You don't have to be super intelligent. I'm not a smart guy, but pissing people off is normally not a great
egos. Egos are getting in the way of it. And instead of accepting feedback from the public, they're just accepting the consumer's wrong. I have the right idea.
And it makes it super apparent that they had no idea what they were getting into because there's cringe
because they aren't actually in the industry. They just
there's
rolled in
all over Airsoft. Well, somebody's going to crap on you no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. So if you're a business person, you just say, "Hey, cool, whatever, guy. Enjoy the t-shirts." Like you can't sit there and be like, "Oh, meet me at the next event. We're going to duke it out. We're going to fight. Look at you. Look at me. Now look back at you. Now look at me. Now look at me looking at you." You're like, we're gonna do this. So you're an idiot.
What you need to do is you need to accept it. Like, hell yeah, man, we'll meet up, name a place and a time, and then just not show up and laugh.
Yeah, he's an MMA promoter, man. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of a maturity issue, man.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, and
I don't know what else to say about it.
The thing I couldn't get behind was when like they're coming out and they're like, oh, it's just such a toxic, negative community. It's like, yeah, you fucking went in there with the sole intention of riling it up, and then you're gonna recoil and be like, oh,
somebody didn't do market research.
How dare you all? And it's like I've said this multiple times. I said this on that other show where they were doing that podcast thing, and I hopped on there and I was like, look, guys, like I do not want to be such a negative little cunt about this, but fuck, you are making it really, really difficult because credit to where credit is due. The production quality looks fantastic.
It looks like it could be good. They had the equipment there.
The equipment's there. The talent's there. Yeah, and it makes me feel really bad for the people who have who did good work on the show, it looks like, and put in the time and the effort. Again, first episode's not out. Hopefully it's good. like I said, I put in there. I was like, I wholeheartedly hope it's a giant success, and he makes so much money he can fly over here in his private jet and fucking just dunk his nuts on my face. Like all the best to him. Hopefully it works out. It's fucking not going to.
Yeah. Well, you have vision, you have production, and then you have the final execution. And I think there's a disconnect somewhere between step 2 and 3, because
there's a bridge missing between there.
I have a hard time
driving into the ravine.
Dude, I have the hardest time believing that there's not somebody involved in this organization that is like, dude, shut up. Just get off the internet. Shut up. It has to be like the Trump White House. Like, dude, quit tweeting. Like, shut up. Just give us a second.
Lost you again, Josh. Man, we keep. I don't know if it's his cord or what it is. We keep.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe he owns the whole thing and he can do what he wants.
I think. I'm gonna mute him for a sec so we can fix that. But I think that's what's going on here. And like I said, anything that's an airsoft, I want to be successful. But this hyper fucking, just kind of all over the place aggressiveness of fuck you, we're the best thing that's ever been here. We're the best thing that's ever. And then they were talking on this other podcast of like, yeah, these guys are like super cool in the DMs, and you hop on. It's like, yeah, because we were genuinely excited about what you guys were doing. And then we just found out that you were asshats.
Well, and I can't speak for everybody. I know that there's people that are involved that I like, and I want to see them succeed.
Yep.
I hate that their name is attached to this if it continues to go the way it's going. But anybody can turn anything around if they can remarket themselves and just lose this whole stupid, I'm going to beat everybody up who has a difference of opinion or wants to say something stupid. They'll be fine. They'll be fine because it looks like they did spend a legitimate amount of money.
Well, or like inviting people up and being like, well, come out and play. Like, I'm not flying to fucking New Jersey to play Airsoft against you as like 1v1 me, bro. Like, this isn't a Call of Duty 4 fucking matchmaking lobby. But at the same, Kev, somebody does need to just grab him and tell him to shut up. That's all that they need to do to really fix it right now. There's 2 guys that are running their mouths and they're just pissing everybody off. And every time they piss somebody off, that's $24.99 that they're losing, and that extra penny is going to add up eventually. Well, and my biggest issue is if you're gonna ask for money, you need to be prepared to answer basic like adult questions. Like I was asking you guys earlier, like it's a $5,000 cash prize for the first place team, right? Who is taking over the burden of tax on that money?
The winner.
It should be. It should be the winner. But do they even know that that's the answer to that question? Are they even filing anything on this? Are they paying?
That's on them.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, are they? Because my big thing with is, but hold on a second. No, Josh, we can't hear you. My biggest thing was like, are they paying a lot of these kids that are working? Are they? Because we were hearing stories about like kids working until 2, 3 in the morning, and not getting anything for it.
Right. Well, and that's where the whole everybody they invited on there, I don't think had like a huge following. So I mean, I don't. So what's their value? Do they just want to go on and be a contestant with the opportunity to win? I mean, if they want to make the sacrifice to travel out there, I think they were all fairly local anyway. That's on them. That doesn't bother me. The award money doesn't bother me because
we got you.
Anybody over the age of 21,
we got you, Josh. You're back.
Yeah. Anybody over the age of 21 should know there's a gift tax on just like random disbursements of money like that. That's like 24-25%.
I tell you one thing though, man, the marketing scheme does kind of work because we're still talking about this shit.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Like I said, anybody who puts money into a business and the idea isn't immoral or wrong, I hope it succeeds, or I hope it drives somebody to go out there and do a better job, because it would be interesting to watch some live tournaments on there. I mean, isn't that what SYG does and those guys? Yeah, you've got better currently, but
and it's like I said, I don't ever want to see anything like it. I don't want to see them fail. I really don't. They're making it hard for me to root for them though, man. Like fucking shit. It should not be this difficult to like have a mild like want to see somebody succeed, and then they get tied in because we share they keep calling them a sponsor. I think they just gave them a gun. But we KWA, anything they get involved in, I'd like to see them succeed, because quick plug, KWA, the Ronin 47 is out right now. So is the T10, and they've got some of the new special editions coming. The KWA Ronin 47 is already sold out. So if you didn't get one, you missed the boat, but they'll be restocking soon. The next thing on the horizon is the LM4D. Also, Enola Gay. You know who they are. You love their shit. It goes bang. Use ASAP 15 on their website for 15% off all smoke and textile products. You're going to see some new shit coming from them on our end and on their end very, very soon. So get ready for that. You're going to be able to use that discount code a lot more. And last but not least, Overwatch Tactics Conquest of Avalon 3 is going to be at, or is it 4? It's 4. Wow, fuck me. I'm not going to be able to go to this one, unfortunately, but it's always a good time in Waxahachie, Texas at the Renaissance Fair. That's going to be November 13th and 14th. For the love of God, go to that, because if Punk is able to make it, he's going to be riding around on his one wheel, throwing out a shitload of EG-67s as the Spanish Inquisition. If that doesn't get your Irish up, I don't know what will. He was going to be the Pope, but we decided it was too hard to put like plexiglass around him. Give him a Pope mobile to just like yeet fucking pyro out of while he's driving around.
I dress up as the Pope.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you would. Now, Josh, back to you. Can you can hear us? We can
sure.
Hear you
Okay.
now? Right. There we go.
There we go.
Hey,
You can hear me, yeah? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Are we all done shitting on APL, or can I get one more?
We can continue. I don't know. I mean, from your perspective.
I heard what you said, Corey, and yeah, that's very nice and positive and all. But sometimes, man, like people just need to know. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like let me put it to you like this. Like, I think about it like auditions, right? Because I used to like help my parents out when they ran the theater, and I would like keep their auditions. And one time I asked them, I was like, "Why are you so fucking mean to people?" You know, like when you tell them no, like sometimes they'd be like, "Hey, maybe you should just stop trying to do this." And you could see people just get like crushed, right?
God damn it, we lost him again.
He's gone again.
Joshua, we're buying you a mic. I'm buying you a mic, and I'm fucking mailing it to you. You're on the show enough at this point. Jesus Christ. Can you use your phone?
Fucking terrible.
Golly, what is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna mute him for a second. I don't know how he's managing to do this.
Something's getting bumped.
Something is getting big bumped. Okay, hold on. Maybe. God damn it. He muted himself.
Press F in the chats.
Oh my God, there's not a big enough F, because he was about to go on a tangent and it was going to be fantastic, and then we just totally lost it.
I love the war.
Okay, there we go. All right,
there we go.
Quick, before we lose him again.
Okay, it wasn't even a tangent. I asked them, "Why do you do this?" And they were like, "Because they need to know. Otherwise, they'll keep trying." Save them some time.
Yeah. Well, the problem is we haven't even seen the product yet. It's just dudes running their mouths.
They won't tell us about the product. I remember when we had them on, like, okay, fine, because they kept saying it's worth $25 because of our game modes. Like, cool. What are the game modes? Can't tell you. Okay.
Yeah, the podcast they were on earlier today on Task Force, they were like, "Yeah, if we just," he literally said, "I'm not Socrates. I can't explain it to you in words." And I was like, "So you don't have a basic grasp of the English language?"
Yeah. Words cannot describe this Airsoft event.
We're gonna, but they're like
beyond mortal comprehension.
If we tell you what it is, why
escape mode? Only $25 can.
Well, no, and their angle was like, why would I tell you about it when you why would you spend $25 to watch something I told you about it? I'm like, have you never seen a movie trailer, motherfucker? I don't.
Yeah. I think they're going to be forever in a cycle of coming soon. That's just that seems to be what they are. Like they have nothing to show. It's just always, oh well, we're about to drop this content. I don't know. So they keep saying they're gonna drop content. We'll see if they actually drop something that's going to change people's minds. If it's really good, it could.
Yeah. Well,
are they already taking orders? Is what
they started taking orders. I think before they started filming.
No, for sure,
Yeah.
Because I know people that they've asked, and it was days prior to filming that they asked them. So it's
and my biggest thing was like the shit they were sending to like some of the people to like the sponsorship package, and like their expectations were ridiculous. I mean, it was straight up like Trump, like it's going to be huge, or Punk can do it better. It's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, you're right. Nathan in the chat, you're right. Their business model's terrible right now. That's my main critique on it. It's just the marketing and the model is just really bad.
But it's fixable. It's all fixable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they just keep like just going after the wrong angle.
Talking it up like it's going to be a 10-story condo and it's a double wide.
Double wide.
Was that faded? That is faded. That kid fucking, oh my God, his video
so funny.
Rolling.
Yeah, they started filming in September, and I think they were asking people in September. So
yeah,
they didn't ask me. That's the main reason I'm
just
mad.
think,
I'm butthurt. I wanted clout.
I just think the issue is the concept's weird. You guys.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
No, we heard. What was it?
No.
Oh.
We can hear you. we got you. Fuck you.
No, I think ultimately, man, everyone's favorite airsofter is themselves, you know? And I think that's why actually the first person footage.
God
damn it!
Damn it! Ah!
Watch you again.
Fucked up if I just do it like this.
Oh
God!
Me.
Whatever it is, turn it down.
No. Do you have like use your phone? Log back in on your phone.
You've been
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Hold on. It went. I don't
know.
Everybody else. Everybody else, shut
anything.
up. Shut up. Nothing.
Oh, I just think airsoft is like fundamentally not as competitive as everybody thinks, you know?
No.
And
It's a hobby.
everyone's favorite airsofter is themselves. That's why first person footage like Jet's footage does really well, because people aren't watching it necessarily to watch him play airsoft. They're watching it to imagine themselves playing airsoft the way he is doing it. You know what I mean?
Same reason you play Call of Duty, Halo, any of those things. Yeah.
Right. So I feel like the third person footage is like, you know, that's not the point for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like it's a hobby. Yeah. You know, you're trying to escape, not like, I mean, I get it. Like watching sports is that kind of escape too, man. But the airsoft is not a sport. It's not. It can't be. How are you going to objectively score a thing where it's on people's integrity to call themselves out of the game?
Yeah.
The one third person footage videos that I really like are like the documentary ones, especially like some of the previous MSW videos where they're like they're at the event LARPing as like field news journalists.
Yeah.
And they can
I mean third person footage can be cool. And like Greg Wong's done some pretty cool shit where he like rigs a camera, you know, he shows himself over the shoulder.
With the gimbal.
If you recall.
Do you think he can gimbal from prison? Like, what's the verdict on that one? Do we have an idea what's going on? I got to ask because like last I saw, he's got me blocked on Instagram, but
you're already blocked.
But like, yeah, fuck him. But he's moving to Arizona, I guess, right now or something. And like, I guess, do we have any idea like what his court stuff looks like? Like, is he in a good place? Is he still like
he's not gonna, I'm assuming if he has a good attorney, he's not gonna talk about that shit at all for at least the next 2 years until that's done.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a case like that'll probably take you 6 months to 2 years to go all the way through the process. And if I was dealing with something like that, I definitely wouldn't say shit.
Well, COVID right now is delaying the judicial system like crazy.
I mean, good luck to the dude. Like I'm glad to see he's not in fucking jail. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Greg Wong is a danger to anyone, so it sure be a shame to see him. Yeah, like that guy doesn't deserve to do fucking time for that. Like,
no, he's a sweet kid. He just did something stupid. That's and that everybody does something dumb. I mean, doing something dumb doesn't always involve firearms. Yeah, it's just a slight difference.
Doesn't always.
Yeah.
Doesn't always.
My dumb thing with telling people I do a podcast with them.
And yet here you are.
Yeah, I keep coming back like a battered wife.
Skipping your kid's 10th birthday party. Which, speaking of coming back, we're doing a new format here moving forward. So I think we're going to be switching from weekly podcasts to every other week. So you're going to see us just twice a month from now on. We kind of have an idea that we're going to supplement in some new content. So we might be looking for some help with that. If anybody's interested, hit us up.
Yep. And I think we're going to be raising the price from free to $24.99.
If you'd like to continue supporting this, there's going to be a paywall.
I think what was it? I think Tim actually, Plastic Vader, I think he figured out your mic problem, Josh. I think it's the mic was too far away, so it wasn't picking it up.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Seems now like it's okay now, though.
Back of your mouth. Fish hook it in there.
Yeah, jamming in there. Fuck yeah! You guys want to do a speed round or something? Like,
Hell
got 10
yeah.
minutes here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's crack it out.
Okay.
You could ask us questions. Fucking hell, you never ask us.
So
anything.
I'm going to
let's do that.
Caspian Siege. This will be my first time at GTI. Like, what should I expect? Is there anything specific I should prepare for? I've heard it just described as tower defense.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's definitely an interesting facility to play over. I mean, if you can hack it with the body armor, it's probably more helpful just because it is pretty dense urban. So having that second tourniquet can be pretty nice. You know, the way the scenario is cooked up right now, it'll definitely be like NATO attacking Russian forces in a prepared defense because there is a force disparity there.
Move your mic in.
Nice.
It cut out again.
Uh-oh.
Oh. God, it lasted so long that time, too.
I just gotta say, it's nice having me not be the one with internet problems for once.
I don't think it's the internet.
I don't know what.
Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah,
So,
there we go.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm mailing you a headset.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. There's like 3 fucking gaming headsets with mics in this house, and I guess none of them work. So
Nice.
Sounds about right.
It's all good.
I blame these kids, man. I blame my brother's kids. They fucking get their little grubby hands on everything.
Let's set up a GoFundMe.
That's
for
probably what was
Josh's. Get this
I'll
poor
just go
disabled
fucking
vet a
buy one,
goddamn
man.
microphone that works.
Yeah, there's some pretty good.
Oh my
mics
god, I
for
know.
$24.99.
Jesus. Hey, maybe Veterans for Airsoft can hook me up with a free headset. Be nice. You know,
Yeah,
Best
I've
I
been
can do
back-
is a tank.
so fucking disabled.
Yeah, I've been back on Facebook for like 2 days, and everybody from
Do you
Veterans
already
for Airsoft
regret
sent
it?
me friend requests, and I'm not checking it like I used to, man. I think I've kind of dropped that drug. I'm not gonna go back. So I use the marketplace looking for razors. That's about it.
Yeah, I will say you're real obsessed with that after.
That's where I found this is Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Now I need you to list yours on Facebook.
Is that what that
Marketplace,
is?
and I'll
Is it
buy
just a
that one.
razor that you like modded out to look tactical?
It's a Razer XP 1000 that the previous owner, who was an SF guy, he wanted to try and replicate one of the M razors he used in the military, so he bought this, pimped it the fuck out, threw a bunch of money at it, and then
Definitely
apparently
stole
didn't want
part
it
from the
anymore.
motor pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
He also
then threw it up on Facebook, and I grabbed it as soon as I saw it.
he also apparently went in a parade, and so people were wondering if Derek was the one marching in the parade. I'm like, that doesn't even remotely look like fucking Derek.
Polaris actually has 2 military lines that they have contracts for. One's called the Dagger, and one's the MRZR
The Dagger and the M Razor.
or M Razor. Yeah, and they're
The
like
Dagger's
one.
cool.
One's 36,000, the other one's like 106 or something like that. But they're pretty cool.
Christ, what is
If you can find it.
Yeah,
Really?
they're not going to sell it to you, but they're going to tell you how much it is.
Can it like drive up the side of skyscrapers? Like what? What
Well,
does
the new
106K
ones,
get
like
you?
the new M Razors, are turbo diesels.
Yeah,
So
they're
that
diesel.
Also,
So you can run on that dirty JP8.
Just piss in the tank, it'll run.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Gross.
All right, let's
All
go
right.
back. Lightning round. Back to lightning round. Was this the lightning round? I don't
What is the
know.
lightning round?
all right. If you guys have any
Uh,
questions, throw 'em
Yeah, I
up.
guess this was.
Yeah, especially in the chat. We're I think everybody knows we're petering out, so they're falling off now. But you got any questions for us, Josh? Anything before we get out of here?
Let's see. What is your guys' favorite failed airsoft idea, business or organization? Let's just go around the horn. We'll start with Cole. We'll just go all the way around. I'll go last because I don't want to say one that you. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder
Oppenheimer.
because I have a long list.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay,
one.
well, I don't even know what that
Oppenheimer.
is. Why? What was wrong with it?
There were airsoft techs that were charging an astronomical fucking amount of money for custom guns, and basically they were just like shitting a fuck ton of lube into the gearbox and sending it to people. Like it was the guns were not customized at all. They were just like sending them out.
The Poopenheimers.
The Poopenheimers.
All right, Corey, what's yours?
Oh man, I don't know. Oppenheimer is a good one. There's been a couple other like screen printing companies that have tried to weasel their way into airsoft by like selling out of their trunks at events that I go to. So
where was those little? They sent
So you
those
had
little
to
kids to
jump them in
Copperhead
parking
over
lot.
with their fucking. They're like, oh, we do screen printing and shit.
yeah,
You're like,
it was like 405 something another. They tried to do it, and there was another one that was like Milsim printing or something like that. Like they really cornered themselves into a niche market by putting Milsim in their name. I assume that they probably changed it and done something else with it, but yeah. Other than those, I mean, kept me in business, so I guess those are my favorite.
Punk.
Eric?
I would say it was when Valken came out with the Odin knockoff. I was there at SHOT Show when like they were pulling like vendors and people into the back area. And be like, bro, you gotta check out this new fucking thing we got in the works. And like they were really hush hush about it. And it turns out that it was just a fucking Odin knockoff. And I remember myself and the other guy that was there, we were like, what the fuck is this? This is horseshit. Like,
were you at the Valken booth?
We're done. And yeah, so like an incident happened where like a week before they released it, I ended up quitting anyway. But and then that came out, and it was like when Josh said, it was like, what can I say that hasn't already been said? Like I didn't. It's like everybody did it for me. So yeah,
I think I know Josh's because he buried them himself.
I remember years ago, there's a company, I need to try and dig it up. They were calling themselves the Airborne Milsim. They were advertising at this event. They would train people to do like a static line jump into a Milsim op or into like a stage like dam mission. And at the time, I was just getting into airsoft like in high school. Like, man, that's cool. But I realize now what an awful idea that is. I don't think it ever actually happened, but I remember back in like 2014 or something like that. That was the buzz.
That's a good
Airborne Milsim.
I'll have to look that one
No,
up.
I remember that. That was pretty funny.
Did it ever end up actually happening?
I think one Juice Horse's opinion went to that and then didn't jump. I don't recall though. Anyway. Yeah, sorry. Is that too? I don't know.
No, you're good. No, it was just low key enough for me to catch it.
Yeah.
So what's yours, Josh?
Yeah. Ooh, some of you guys might hate me for this, but I think it's a toss-up between 6mm Valor and Airsoft C3, man.
We definitely don't hate you for Airsoft C3 because you noticed they were the sponsor for like 2 weeks, and then we dropped those motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, Rich is an okay dude, man. It's just like I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do that isn't already being done by big tech. So
yeah, I remember the first time I said,
it's not even that's not even like it's not like it's an offensive idea. You know what I mean? Like in terms of it's not that he had a terrible idea. It's just like how much money with that, to get that fully to something that everyone's going to use to interact with this community. That's a pretty lofty goal, man. That's pretty unrealistic in my opinion. And then of course 6mm Valor, because it's just like, of course the fucking first 6mm Valor awardee was Eye Patch Ivan, the fake Army Ranger. Like,
oh god,
come on, it's too fucking good.
What is the
Aged like a fine wine?
Dude, I forget about him, and then somebody brings him up like once a year, and it's hilarious because people loved that dude.
See, we all just laughed.
Yeah, no, everybody loved that guy.
Like
everybody was like really cool with him. I remember seeing him at events like when I first started going to him. I think it was like the first Copperhead I went to. I saw him at.
That's where I saw him. Yeah,
and then it was like, then it came out. It was like all fake. It's like, was the eye patch even fucking real? Like, what about this dude?
Right, hard to know.
Oh,
golly.
Yeah, definitely.
Brutal.
Definitely. If I had to pick one, wait, what did you think I was going to pick?
Black Sheep.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be my third.
See, I
hear the internet tactical bra sales market is booming right now.
God damn it, dude! So good.
Dude, I don't know whatever happened to that guy.
He's selling bras on Facebook.
He didn't even check in. No, he's not even doing that anymore. That's not even really like. Otherwise, I'd be milking it for more videos of his wife like putting on a fucking bra support. Like,
oh my god, why?
Yeah, like he's gone now. I don't know what he's even doing. He's not on the internet. I mean, I tried to troll him as recently as 2 years ago and just couldn't find him.
So you just get like I said, you just like wake up one morning,
I was
like
lonely.
Yeah, who can I need to troll somebody. I got the itch.
Yeah, man. Like, what can I say? It's not easy to wake up this awesome, but I make it work.
Well, I think with that, we're about at the hour mark. So if nobody else has anything, Punk, you want to see us out? It's been a fucking minute. You sure you can remember it?
It has. No, because I have it on my phone, so I don't have to.
Cheat to win, baby. Anyway. Cheat to win.
Raise a glass.
All right. Well, thanks, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, terrible timing.
You got me back.
Raise the glass, both listener and host, as we toast to you, filthy degenerates, and rejoice that this dumpster fire has finally come to an end. Fuck you, Chris. Another serious Airsoft podcast is based around a terrible idea that people actually want to listen to grown men talk about their toy guns and their adventures using them. With the lack of follow-through Airsoft is exude, it's a fucking miracle we made it to We're Not Counting episodes anymore. If you like what you heard, great. Let us know. Fuck you, Chris. If you don't, keep that shit to yourself because we don't do constructive criticism. Remember to call your hits. Don't let the evidence see you drinking. And we'll see you next time.
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Now look at us. Now look at you. Now look back at us.
Look at me. Now look at you.
Look at me.
Now look back at me. Looking at you.
God damn it.